Yo, what's up? It's your boy Loop Legend. Finally, I'm here with mic and camera. Sorry if I took it too long. I'm gonna make like one video every week with my voice and face. And yeah, let's go. Alright, let's go. To be honest, I like the process of this beat too much because it's kinda unique. Tempo is on 154, and for instrument I use one shot from Evolution multi-kit, and for drums I use drums for Annabella. This is the first sound I used, and this is what pattern sound like. As you saw, it's a really simple pattern. I only use 3 notes, G, A and A sharp. This is a really simple method. Just start with the chord of any scale you want. For example, I start in G minor, so G and the first next 2 notes. And then this is what I did. If I send everything 1 or 2 octave down, you can see it's only these 3 notes. After that, I duplicate the G note in 1 octave up. And also I did the same thing with A sharp at the end. And the last note is G in the 6th octave. And this is the mixer, it's just a EQ. I just cut the low frequency and I cut the harsh frequency as you see. For next sound, I use this string called Batman. Just a simple and dark string, and this is how patterns sound like. By the way, make sure when you use the one shot, set the envelope something like this. The default envelope, it's look like this. Just take the attack down or do anything you like. And this pattern is also simple. Let me show you. If I send this G note 2 octave up, you can see melody is like a riser. It's go from top to the bottom. In mixer first I add a stereo shaper like this, and EQ cut the high frequency and boost the mid-range. For next sound I use this key, sound like a piano, and this is how envelope looks like. And this is the pattern. As you see, I almost use the same note that we had in the previous pattern. And this is what I did in the mixer. First, let's show you these 2 effects. First, I add the EQ, boost the mid-range, cut the low. After that, a sketch cassette. This is the handmade preset. This is what sound like without a sketch cassette. As you see, it just boosts the high frequency a little bit. I just turn this NR compressor on and the setting is like this. Okay, now we have this plugin called GTR Stamp. It's a guitar pedal. I use this effect called Lady. Just right click here or here and select the effect you like. This effect works like Portal. Let me show you. It have a reverse option. If you want, you can turn that on. You can pitch your sound. There's a mix knob to control the effect, and also time to fit that grain time. And the last 2 effect is delay and stereo. So when I add this plugin, I render my pattern once, and this is what sound like. After that, I turn that off and I add the RC20. The preset I use is from the Evolution multi-kit. It have a Effectrix, Pattern, Portal, and RC20, and also expand preset bank, and this is what sound like. After that, I render the pattern again, and this is what sound like both sample together. This is the next sound we have, it's a key. This is what the default sound looks like. First thing I did was the reverse, I reversed that, and then I just played with the lens. And also this is what the envelope looks like. And this is what patterns sound like. This is the A sharp note, and I add the S slide after that. If you want to add a slide, just click here on S slide and add a note. Or you can double click on a default note and turn the S slide on and accept that. And this is the second S slide. First I add the note and I turn the velocity all the way down. And then I add a long S slide so it sounds like this. And if I make that S slide shorter, it sounds like this. In mixer, first I add the EQ, just simple low cut, high cut the harsh frequency. Next plugin we have this EQ, I use this preset, it just boosts the sound like 5 decibel. And the last plugin, just a simple compressor to take the peaks down. For next sound we have this pad called Sweet. It sounds like a vocal. This is what the envelope looks like. I just turn the attack all the way down. And this is what pattern sound like. I add supercharger saturation, just make it more warm. And next plugin is my favorite plugin recently. It's a reverb called Crystalline. I just put the width on almost 40 and I turn the size all the way up. And for next plugin I use this one called Space Out. It have reverb and delay together. And it's from the same bundle as the Crystalline Baby Audio. And for last plugin we have EQ, high cut, low cut, and take the harsh frequency down. And if you don't know how to take the harsh frequency down, just first of all find out. And if you don't know how to do that, first find the bad frequency or harsh frequency. As you see, it's almost right here. And then scroll your mouse on the band. You can also do that in the right button. And then just take that down. And this is what playlist looks like. I just arranged that really simple. We have bell in first 16 bar and in second 16 bar. I just reverse that. After that, I render these patterns by control on your keyboard and select them with your mouse and then control alt C and then start. And this is the render file. First I put the mode on stretch and then I pitch that down to semitone. Also I put the declicking mode on generate. This is what sound like without any plugin. And this is what sound like with all plugin. First thing we have EQ, same thing we did before. After that I add portal and I create automation from that. And this is what automation looks like. This is the next plugin, it's a compressor and it have also an EQ. Next plugin I use Maserati VX1 from Waves, I use this preset. This plugin have compressor, EQ to boost the low frequency and high frequency. And it also have some effects like delay and reverb. After that we have EQ, just cut the harsh frequency and compressor. Next plugin we have RBox, it's really easy to use, just turn this threshold down. For next plugin I add Fruity Chorus, it's a default preset, I just turn the mix down to almost 3%. And this is the next plugin, it have multi effects, I use delay and pitch. And also I create automation from that and this is that automation. And for last plugin I add Maximus and I use the C preset. It's one of the sound goodizer preset. It's really easy to use. This is what it looks like when you open that. First turn this 3 band on the middle and click on the left one. This is your low band and solo that and then play. And put this range on almost under 200. And if you want, you can make that mono or stereo. I usually make my low frequency mono. Also, if you want, you can boost this range by this knob. And for next band, we have the mid range. I put that on almost 2000. And the next band is the high frequency. And for stereo, the mid range is like this, 35% separate. And for the high frequency, it's on 0. After that, I render the sample again. First, I reverse that and then I pitch that down 1 semitone. And in mixer, we have only EQ, just take the harsh frequency down. And then I render that again, and this time I send that to a slicer by right clicking here and open in a slicer. In a slicer, I add a little bit attack and decay here. And this is what pattern looks like. Just try to make few melody with that. First, I start with this one. This is the first melody. After that, I add this. And this is the last one. And after that, I just manipulate that a little bit. In mixer, we have EQ, low cut, high cut. Next, we have this plugin, Little Radiator. It's a saturation. After that, I add ozone maximizer and I select IRC IV, and then I turn the threshold on almost -2.5. I just boost that up. And for next plugin, we have Sute. I just take the harsh frequency down and EQ, just cut the low. Also, I add this bass from Evolution Multikit. And this is the rest of the beat. As you see, it's just 2 tracks. In first one, we have the slicer and bass, and then in second one, we have the drums. And for drums, I use this hi-hat from Annabella Multikit. In mixer, I add reverb on that, and this is what sound like. And for hi-hat, it's just a 2-step hi-hat with rolls. You can select this magnet and then select everyone you want, and then select the rush from here. Then you can just add rolls like this. Then we have a snare. This is the snare sample I used. And for 808, I use this one. I just put the out fade knob on 9%, and from here I just turn the EQ down like this. And this is the 808 pattern. I just follow the root notes. And as you see, at the end of the bar, it go up like the dun dun dun. And at the end, it go down. In next 8 bar, I make unique the sample by clicking here and select make unique. And as you see in the bass pattern, this is my bass pattern. And as you see, after 8 bar, I change the root note. It's like the Lil Baby type beat chord progression. Just send the root note 4 semitone down. So first it was here, and then just select that and send it down 4 semitone. So I did the same thing with the 808, as you see. It's too crazy. I really like this 808 switch in the beat. For next sound, we have this open hat. For next sound, we have this crash. It was the first 16 bar, and in second 16 bar, I add kick and open hat. This is the kick sample. I just turn the volume all the way up. And this is the open hat pattern. Also, I add this little transition before the kick, so it sounds like this. It's from the Annabella multi-kit, the transition folder. Okay, now let's go to the mixer. For drums, let's show you. For hi-hat we have reverb, clap we have nothing, 808. For kick we have just EQ, I just cut the high frequency. For open hat I add reverb, also reverb on the crash. And something I did in this beat, I sidechained the 808 to the bass. First thing you need to do is send both of them to the mixer, put the peak controller on your 808, and then go on the bass and add EQ. After that, go to the EQ, and from here on the right click on the left band and select link to controller. And then from here, put that on the peak. Now go down and click on the here and put that on invert. And then go back to peak controller, put the bass on the middle, 50%, and then turn the volume to the right until the EQ touch the floor. And the last one is decay. It depends to how long your 808 is. I usually put that between 15 to 30. And in the EQ you can put this band on almost 200 or 500. So every time 808 hit, bass go down, and if you don't do that, these two sounds will clash together. Okay, now let's go to the mix and master. For master, I add this preset from Annabella multi-kit, the master section, master 5. It have the 2 EQ and 1 soft clipper. First EQ is from here, just boost the high like 2 decibel. And second EQ is boost the high like 4 decibel. And for soft clipper, it looks like this. Threshold on -45 and post on 90%. And to be honest, most of the time I just put a default soft clipper. But when I use this 808, I use this master because the 808 is under 0. And for leveling, I usually keep my sample under -9 or -12, even sometimes on -18. And for the bass, it's almost same with the sample. For hi-hat, I usually keep my hi-hat between -6 to -15. And for clap, I put my clap on -3, and counter snare or other snare, I put them under -6 or -9. Because on the master, this soft clipper boosts everything. So if you use the default soft clipper, put that on -3. And for 808, as I said before, when I use this 808, I put that under 0. And for the kick, it's usually over the 0 or even over the +3. And for other sounds like percussions or open hat or anything else, it's optional. I usually keep them under -15 or 12. And for the arrange, first we have 8 bar for intro, and then we have 2 16 bar. First one is hook and second one is verse, or first one verse, second one hook, doesn't matter. After that we have bridge. And then repeat that. And yeah, that was it. Hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what type of tutorial you like, or if you want a tutorial of the short videos or other tutorials I post before, let me know. And if you have any question, ask that in the comment or join the Discord server. All links in the description. See you in the next video. Peace out.